Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. You know what? I'm feeling pretty good, and I think a lot of you guys are too, because there are a lot of altcoins that are pumping today. The ones I've been talking about for quite some time. They're fantastic projects, and they continue to go higher and higher, and they're definitely beefing up people's portfolios, despite the fact that Bitcoin is just kind of doing its thing, going sideways. But these altcoins are really carrying people's portfolios. So let's look at 4 of them that are doing very well, including Harmony. Possibly give you some reasons why it's going up so much lately. Also Vechain, Terra, Theta, and there's a whole bunch more. And of course, let's talk about Bitcoin. There are some stuff going on with Bitcoin, so let's talk about it and cover some general news. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter and Facebook so you don't miss out on any of my live streams. 2 of them, 11 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, guys, let's do this. Let me change my screen. Here we go. All right, Bitcoin, like I said, kind of just hovering right now at a very, very narrow range somewhere between about like 57,000 and 59,000. Just very narrow range. It's going sideways, consolidating, doing its thing. That's quite all right. That's quite all right. There's no need, I've been saying for a while, no need to panic when Bitcoin is at 55,000, 57,000, 60,000. Bitcoin is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But in the meantime, it really pays to have a diversified portfolio to not only gain on fiat to make money, but also to gain on Bitcoin, right? So that's why I've been stressing it's good to have a diversified portfolio, have a good strategy, the 50-25-25 rule, right? So I'm gonna get to why that is so important. But I haven't done it for a while. Let's just take a look. As for outflows, inflows, is there anything going on? Well, I'm looking at, let me move this. I'm looking at F2 Pool's outflow, and you could see pretty much dead, like nothing. CryptoQuant said they were going to spread out, the affiliate miners from F2 Pools. I don't know if they've done that, because if you look at all miners, it's pretty much the same. Like if you look at F2 Pool versus all miners, it's pretty much the same. So right now it just seems like there's nothing going on unless this was separated or something. But what about exchange inflows? Same thing. Very, 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 very low. So that is why Bitcoin has been very, very solid, very stagnant, over the last week or so. And we'll see what happens this week. Now, what's interesting this week is, of course, this is going into Bitcoin futures expiration week. Usually the last Friday of every month, there is some kind of volatility, right? There's been very bad weeks. There's also been very good weeks. And there's also been weeks that nothing happens. So this week could be one of those weeks where nothing happens. Or it could be one of the other two. We just have to wait and see. But right now, there's no data that I can find with CryptoQuant that shows one way or another. But what I do know is that regardless of what happens, regardless if it dips or pumps or goes sideways, Bitcoin is definitely still going in the right direction. If you have any doubt, zoom out and you'll see that Bitcoin is doing this, right? If you zoom in at the 1 minute or 5 minute chart, yeah, it could do this, but you zoom out to the 4-hour daily, weekly, you just realize it's doing this. So, whatever the case is, Bitcoin is going the right direction. If it dips, great. Dollar cost average. Buy some cheap Bitcoin. If it continues to go up, great. You're making money. If it goes sideways, great. Another week of consolidation. All right. Real quick, I wanted to look at this headline because it doesn't make any sense. NFT criticism heightens. Skeptic calls tech a house of cards. Claims NFTs will be broken in a decade. In a decade. Okay. If it breaks in a decade, so what? You're going to be making money like you're a king. All right, NFTs. Yes, we know it's kind of a fad, kind of a bubble right now, but there's a lot of promise to NFTs, and I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. Including who I feel like is the king of NFTs right now. I did an interview with Animoca Brands with Yatsu. If you haven't checked that out yet, you definitely need to do so. Not a lot of people have heard of Animoca Brands, including myself, until recently. But then you realize they are huge. They were involved with CryptoKitties when it came out. They're behind their investors, Dapper Labs, who came out Flow. Also, they have variety of projects that are all into NFTs. They look like they're going to be huge. The whole brand, all the projects. So if you haven't checked out that interview, make sure you do so. It's a very good one. But yeah, I don't think NFTs going to go away anytime soon. And if it really breaks in a decade and something's better, great. You're going to be making a ton of money over the next decade. So it's kind of a really silly headline if you ask me. Crypto Man, Mana. Yeah, I've always talked about Mana before. I think it's one of the promising NFT plays, but I'll cover it. All right. So we know that's pretty much the only news story I want to cover. So one of the coins that's one of the altcoins that's pumping today is Harmony. And Harmony, I was introduced to Harmony pretty late, but still pretty substantial gains. I would say at least 200% since I discovered it and shared it with you guys, right? But recently, a lot more other people are talking about it, including Coin Bureau, which a lot of you guys watch. So Daily Hodl is basically reporting, recapping that Coin Bureau is saying that Harmony is the most undervalued altcoin in the market. I don't know if it's the most undervalued, but it's definitely one that is a really, really good hold right now. So I'm going to refresh this. Overall today, market cap a little bit down, 3%. But if you're holding the right coins, you're up. You're up in a big way, right? So the first one I want to cover is Harmony. And I do have an interview lined up. Unfortunately, though, I was supposed to have an interview with Steven. Apparently he can't make it, so I have to schedule. I may still do it with their marketing head. So I do want to talk to them, just basically get an update and see what's going on. But they're up pretty significantly, 30% today. Those of you guys that have one in your portfolio, definitely very good indeed. So Harmony, basically everyone is talking about it right now. To give you a real quick summary, they are a very promising blockchain that has sharding implemented already, and it's also very fast. One of the fastest, if you look at this in terms of finality time, basically when a block gets verified and gets put on the chain, is 2 seconds, and that's faster than even Cosmos or Polkadot or Ethereum 2. I think, that might be changed. But still, very fast blockchain that also utilizes sharding. So that, number one, is good. They're compatible with Ethereum. They have Ethereum bridge. They have a Binance Smart Chain bridge. So dApp makers can come to Harmony very easily. And what really draws me to this project is the leadership. If you look at Steven and others, they're just fantastic. And when you have such a strong team, you really can't lose, right? The only thing that really irked me when I first came across his website is this front page. This guy on a skateboard driving DeLorean, showing the rockets going up, has nothing to do with the project, but I guess it's pretty cool. But yeah, the first one I want to talk about is Harmony. So why has it been pumping so much? Well, I think a lot of people are just paying attention, and guys like Coin Bureau is talking about it, so people are paying more attention to it. So Harmony, I think, is still a fantastic hold. I think they go even at $1.4 billion. You look at this blockchain versus some of the other ones like Elrond or Solana, they're at, what is it, 5-6 billion? While Avalanche is another one that's at 4 billion. Solana's at 4 billion, basically. I don't know where Elrond is, if it fell. Yeah, Elrond fell to 2.3 billion. But yeah, so as you can see, there's definitely room to grow, right? Definitely room to grow. So yeah, I like Harmony. I like Harmony a lot. So I'm glad I picked up on them, even though it was later. But still, I'm glad I picked up on them. All right, now the other ones I want to talk about real quick are projects that I've covered many times in the past. Yet I think people still refuse to pay attention or look at them because, yeah, so that's a sure way to get banned on this channel by spamming in the live chat. But yeah, these two projects, they're neck and neck. I think people still sleep on them because they're already so big, but it also shows you the potential of where Harmony could go. But that's Theta and Terra. You know, I've said they're going to be big caps soon. They're going to kick out a lot of these projects, and they continue to do so and continue to go higher and higher and higher and higher. Theta up another 10% today, 21% for the week. They are at $9 billion in market cap. They're about to flip Stellar, about to flip by Bitcoin Cash, about to flip USDC, and they're coming up to Chainlink. I mean, that is how much they have moved and how much they are going to move in the future, and that's because they're the powerhouse when it comes to decentralized streaming and also NFTs. I looked at Eternity. What I don't like is they have nothing right now. So I think it's built on a lot of hype right now. So, Eternity Chain, I'll get to that. Eternity Chain, a lot of people is very hyped up on it, but they have absolutely no traction right now. So I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. But Theta, you don't want to ignore it. They're in NFTs, they're in token creation. They're leaders of decentralized streaming, so that's why I think it was really unfortunate that Grayscale didn't pick up or launch a Theta Trust. It just makes a whole lot of sense. It makes no sense for LivePeer to be chosen over Theta. 0 sense at all. But Theta is going to continue to go up, and a lot of people are very hopeful for Theta 3.0, which should be coming in the near future, which allows staking of T-Fuel too, which is why T-Fuel has been on absolute tear. That's one of my biggest regrets, not getting into T-Fuel, because it has gone up 600% within the last few months, mostly because of the staking that's coming. Another one is Luna, or I should say Terra, stablecoin maker, but they are absolutely on fire too. 37% for the week, 4% today. They're right behind Theta, and they continue to move higher. They have a lot of traction in South Korea already with a very popular e-retailer app, but they have a lot of dApps too that they've created just for the purpose of holding Luna. So they have a derivatives platform, they have exchange, they have a staking mechanism now, or like an AMM almost. So they have it all, and they just really know what they're doing. They have fantastic backers too, and team. So that is why they just continue to go up and up and up and up. So these two, you don't want to ignore. Even though they're already 9 billion, there's still more room to grow. And the last one I want to talk about is a project I've been supporting for a long time, and that's Vchain. And I'm really glad to see that they're making good traction, up almost 38% for the week. And not only Vchain, VThor has been on absolute tear too. Another one of my regrets, not getting into T-Fuel, but also not getting on VThor. I mean, I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, Vchain, the biggest blockchain by far in China. They have all the connections. Their partnerships are absolutely enormous. And I've always said Vchain should be in top 10. And you know what? Maybe that's going to come very, very soon, because they keep climbing the charts slowly. So just by having these 4 projects in your portfolio, right? Just by having Harmony, Theta, Terra, and Vchain, along with Bitcoin and some of the others, today you would have seen like tremendous gains. Despite the fact that Bitcoin is going sideways, your portfolio would be skyrocketing today, right? So this is why you have to have a good diversified portfolio. 50, 25, 25 rule. 50% Bitcoin, 25% big caps, which can include now Theta and Terra, and 25% in mid, small, micro caps, however you want to do it. But You know, you want some growth there, you want stability, and overall, if you have a good diversified portfolio, you're going to see some pretty good gains. Not only that, you're going to see your BTC value of your portfolio also go up. So when you see fiat go up and BTC value go up, you're winning. You're really winning. That's like the best of both worlds, and that's the best combination that you can have. All right, so I just want to cover those 4 projects again, in case some of you guys are new, you don't know about them, but that's why I really like them, and I think they're all fantastic holds at this point. Lance asked about correction in Theta. Well, there has been like stalling periods for Theta, but there hasn't been any big corrections. But a lot of these, whenever they stall out, I'm like, you know what, this could be a good time to buy, right? Because they don't really have big corrections anymore. They just kind of stall out for a little bit. And some of the NFT plays are like that too. So I know someone asked about Mana, you know, Decentraland, right? Kind of like, yeah, that's what they're going through right now. A lot of the NFT plays within this last week have really stalled or taken a little dip. And a lot of that money seems to have flowed into smart contract blockchains, such as like Harmony and Vchain and others, right? But I don't think, just like I said about that article, NFTs is just getting started. There's no way that it's going to go away anytime soon. Every celebrity, every artist, every athlete is looking at coming out with the NFT. Plus, you have a lot of very promising NFT projects. So that's why if you do see a weakness in some of these projects, I think it's pretty good pickup. For example, Chili's has been holding above 50 cents. So it's been like going up and down between 60 and 50, right? But I do think that they have a lot of room to grow. They still have a lot of US teams that they can onboard and others. Engine is another one that continues to steadily go up, but they have stalled out a little bit, but still I expect them to continue forward. Same thing with Decentraland and Flow and Wax and a lot of these other ones like Sandbox, which I covered in that interview yesterday, and some of these others. Now, someone did ask me just recently about Eternity Chain, which has gone up quite a bit, right? It's also an NFT play, but here's the thing. It's built on completely like 100% hype right now because they do promise, yeah, they're going to come out with packs, kind of like NBA Top Shots, and they have all these things that's coming, right? That says coming soon. You go to collections, coming soon. You go to artists, coming soon. You go to how it works. That's the only one that doesn't say coming soon. So it's all built on hype right now. So we don't know what it's going to look like, and I don't know what kind of licensing they have. So even though Eternity Chain could be a good project right now, I'd be careful because there's just so much hype around this. I don't know if there's any other person that's shilling this right now, but yeah, that's just my thought about Eternity Chain. Someone else about Koval, which is also NFT. Basically, close to breaking all-time high. Not really. Oh, I guess you're right. I guess you're right. Still relatively small. They're held back by exchanges, but it is promising. When I first looked at them, you could basically tokenize anything, including wallets, including a pool of NFTs. It could be a pool of anything. So I don't know exactly how it works, but looking at this, basically you could pool anything inside a token, which is actually very unique. I haven't heard any other project try to attempt this, right? So this could be good, but like I said, these are holding it back. But could be a gem once they get added to, say, Binance, KuCoin, or any of the other bigger exchanges. So, Steven, hopefully that answers that. I think that's it for Super Chats. All right. Johnny, that probably makes sense. That makes sense. Oh my, Ecomi, pretty good, but you guys could see with the corrected market cap, they're no longer a small cap, mid cap play. So there was some discrepancies over like the circulating supply and stuff like that. It has been fixed or updated. So yeah, Ecomi has a lot of licensing, DC licensing, some licensing with movies like Ghostbusters and stuff, and also NFL, supposedly. Not supposedly, they do. But I don't know what they're going to do with that. Supposedly they're going to expand it. But yeah, Ecomi is a good one. Has been going up like crazy recently. It did take a little dip, a little breather, but you can see it's at 1.7 billion market cap already. So it's not really a small cap or mid cap anymore like some of these other NFT plays. But that's okay. I still think it has room to grow. Chromia is interesting. Basically, they have a brand new blockchain, really untested. Though the big thing that's testing them is My Neighbor Alice, which is kind of like Animal Crossing, an NFT version of Animal Crossing, right? So that's kind of like their first big app to test out the network. So if it's successful, it could be very good. So right here, they're down 30% today, but we'll see. I think they're promising. If My Neighbor Alice becomes really hot, it's definitely going to carry Chromia, but they're not just about gaming. They're about all these other things. So they could definitely do well. Luxo, or Luxo. I think it's Luxo, but people are saying it's Luxo. But anyways, they've been down. So people categorize them as NFT play, but they're really not. They're really like a full-blown blockchain with Fabian behind it, right? So I'm actually surprised Luxo has not gone more traction, but you could see even CMC categorizes it as an NFT. It really shouldn't. It's a smart contract play with the NFT ability, I guess, right? So that one is a little surprising. But other ones from Animoca, like Rev, they're having a new game that's coming out, MotoGP on Flow, that's coming out in a week. That's a pretty good one. Terra Virtua, they have movie producers, lined up. Pretty good one. And yeah, there's a few other ones in here. A lot of people talking about Mural. I don't know. I didn't get on that hype. Crown Seascape is also a promising one. There's a lot out there, right? If you're looking at like small cap NFT plays, there's a lot, but you don't want to just concentrate on small cap. These big cap ones, they have been doing very, very well. So what else is there? Deuce, I'm doing good today. My portfolio is doing good, so I'm feeling pretty good. Hogecoin, I'm not gonna look Hoge. It's one giant big money grab. I don't think it's gonna end well, so be careful. Digo is #1 token NFT space by volume, 4x at another coin. I don't know if that's a good indicator or not. Volume could be easily faked. But with that said, Digo looks pretty promising. I haven't done a deep dive yet. I hate their website, but yeah, I have to do a deep dive. I know a lot of people's talking about them too. Reflect Finance, way too small at this point, I think. Not any good exchanges other than Uniswap. Frictionless yield generation. Yeah, okay. Way too much about about how if you hold a token, you're going to make massive gains through dividends, through yield, through this and that. When I see something like that, I get very wary because it just seems like all they're concentrating on is creating the next hex, and it really serves no purpose. So be careful. Lade asks, what do you think? I got done saying that at the beginning. None of the indicators show one way or another. There's no massive outflow from miners. There's no massive inflow into the exchanges. It could change later on. So follow me on Twitter. I'll let you guys know if it changes. But right now, there's no indication. And not all futures expiration weeks are bad. There has been really good times too. And sometimes there's just no movement. It's just sideways movement. So I don't think it's time to be rash or make rash decisions, right? Just play it by ear. And you know what? With Bitcoin, we know it's going to go higher, so it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, right? You have the good strategy of holding dollar cost average if it goes down, right? And have a well-diversified portfolio, and you're going to do just fine. I don't even need to look at Mochi Swap. I mean, it's just another copy of Uniswap. Electronium, could you do an interview on Richard Ellis? Maybe. Have him email me if he's interested. But Electronium, I didn't like him at first, and then I kind of warmed up to him recently. And I do think that what they're trying to do is actually pretty fantastic for the unbanked. So possibly. Overall interviews, I still love to do interviews, and I have a lot lined up still, but I don't want to go too crazy with all interviews because I realize maybe I bit a bit more than I can chew with like scheduling 100 interviews. I still like them, but I'm going to try to space them out a little bit more and concentrate more on projects that I do like, or maybe projects I really hate, and then maybe they could change my mind. I think that would be interesting. Yeah, Tower is another one. When I talked to Yatsu, he's like, that has been a real surprise for them. He doesn't even, market it, and it has been blowing up. So if it does get added on Binance, it could be big. Also, they have another one that came out on Binance. Yeah, Limpo. Limpo is another one that has been. There's some controversy. Today may be the last day that you can, if I can spell Limpo right. Today may be the last day, it's up 30%, that you can exchange for their new LMT token. So Limpo was an old dApp that was concentrating on, workouts and getting healthy, but the team really mismanaged everything. I went in detail about Limpo with Yat, and he explained how they used up all their tokens. The team had no clue about how to manage a blockchain project, so he took them over. He's turning them into one big NFT play with heroes and athletes and common day folks. But they're doing something interesting with liquidity pools or mining NFT pools. But one of them you can only do with LMT tokens, which you can now exchange for with LYM tokens. Later on, it'll be on Binance. I think this could be a big play. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. That's cross forming on a 4-hour. Buy the dip. All right. Keemstar tweeted about GRT last night. I have no idea who Keemstar is, but GRT is kind of down too. The graph, they're definitely necessary in this space, especially if you have a DeFi project. But you know what? I think they're a good hold. What else there? How much T-Fuel we should buy, you think? There's no right or wrong answer to that. T-Fuel is the mid-cap now. So I still strongly believe in Theta. So I'm holding a lot of Theta. But T-Fuel, you know what? It's a mid-cap. Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's a mid-cap. Anything above $1 billion is a mid-cap. So there's no right or wrong answer to that. Is Chili's NFT play? Yes, it is. They're about tokenization, but I think they're going to branch out into NFTs. So I think that's almost a sure thing. Vechain, I like B Pro. After talking to Rue, I realized that, you know what? No, I'm not pretending. Don't lie about me, Chris. I think Rue is a young, ambitious guy, and he's running 2 projects. Very smart, obviously, if you listen to him, and I like how it's cash flow positive. So he's worried about making a profit too. So I think he's one of those young guys that you want to be leading a team. So I do believe in him. Yeah, I'm not so sure about Sentia anymore because one of my patrons also asked me about them, how they pump up, they dump hard, they pump up. Right now, the project may be fine, but there are certain groups that are pumping the hell out of it and dumping the hell out of it. So I would not get in on that project at this point. I asked Dominic from IOTA for an interview. I would actually do that because my biggest complaint about IOTA is how it's been running for like 5 years and they still have not gotten rid of the coordinator node. So that's a big no-no. That's a big no-no. So I would entertain that interview. Chain Games, the CEO of Chain Games actually reached out to me. I think that might be a good one, a good interview. So I think people reached out to him. I think this is pretty good. I think the only thing holding them back is the changes, but they get listed on Binance, they'll like fly. But they're in esports betting, and they're adding Fortnite, so interesting concept. But another thing I don't like is because there's a lot of previous projects that was in this space that have all failed, including some very big hyped up ones. So I don't know if Chain Games can really, I guess, excel at this space, right? So I might do an interview with them. Could be a good one. Could be a good one. DSLA. A hedge against infrastructure risk. Adds native risk management and parametric insurance capabilities to your applications? No. That just sounds horrible. Don't look at any don't look at any insurance place, in my opinion. They're just too new. You don't know what it's going to be like. Can they really do what they promised? I just say no. You don't need insurance on the blockchain right now. HPB, wow, I have not heard anyone talk about it. I don't like HPB because in order to have that high throughput, you need to put a special card into your computer. So unless they're like, they fixed that, but that was always the thing. I'm like, why do you need that? It doesn't make any sense. Should I be buying Limp or the new token? It's really, you can't buy the new one yet. You have to trade it. But you could stake in different pools. There's like a Olympian pool, which is for the regular token, and there's like a new pool for the new token. So depending on where you want to stake, right? But in the future, there's going to be a Uniswap trading pair between the two anyways. So they go hand in hand. But one of the things Yat said was, price discovery. Right now getting into LMT, there's like a lock-in period. So it's almost like getting into a pre-sale. So the price discovery could be enormous later on. So we don't know. But I think Limpo is probably a good NFT play. I think they have promise. Margin swap. What is this? Bring margin trading to crypto asset. No. First of all, I don't like leverage. Second of all, how can you trust this? If you're building this on top of Uniswap or SushiSwap, then basically all the tokens have to be on top of this new chain rather than the existing ones, right? Or not new chain, this project rather than the existing project. So I would not trust that. Plus, I hate the premise of it. StormX or Chili's? Well, I'm trying to get an interview with StormX. So they reached out. I have to plan something with them. Even the CEO doesn't know why it's pumping so much. So I'll be a little careful about that. But I think I like Chili's. I think they have room to grow. StormX could have room to grow. But I like to talk to him too. See, as you can see, I have like 1 million interviews supposedly I have to set up. So gotta be, I gotta like calm it down a little bit with all these interviews. It's just taking too much of my time. Yeah, PayPal token. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that. You probably only want me to look at it because it went up 50%. Vchain or Harmony to make the best gains? You know what? Just spread it out. Both of them could be very good. When there's good projects, you shouldn't choose one or another. You just get both. No matter how small, no matter how small of the amount that you want to put in, you can always split into 2. Ren to 10 or Ren passing Polkadot? No, that's not going to happen, ever. And Ren, I don't think we'll get to top 10 either. Any thoughts on why VJX is struggling? Not really. They're fine. I think when Coinbase IPOs, you're going to see some big movements with them. Someone says, Pundi will burn 90% end of this month. 90% of their total circulating supply? What is going on? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. That could be why they were doing... They're already at 91% of their total, so they just go subtract off 90? I'll look into that. Would you sell Vet at the end of the bull run? That depends. That depends if there's even an end of a bull run. That's the thing. With institutions coming into Bitcoin, there's no reason to think that this won't be a super cycle. So, unless something really fundamentally changes about Vchain, I'd just say hold it. Flash stake, yeah, too small. Too small. Why you stop? I didn't talk. I just got done talking about Flow with Animoca Labs. So Top Shots is just crazy right now. Just absolutely crazy. That's the only thing you really need to know about Flow. Is that if Top Shots continue to do crazy things and like have like 100,000 people waiting in line for packs, you know that Flow is going to do very well. that's the bottom line. And plus Animoca has very close ties with the team. They're going to be doing big things together in the future, right? Flow is going to be doing well. The only thing holding it back is the fact that you can't really get them in the US. That's the thing. But once they get added to any US-based exchange, they will explode. They will explode in a big way. DeFi intelligent automation platform. Yeah, no. So probably like a bot. I don't like bots. Ravencoin, interesting. They're kind of NFTs if you think about it. They're about tokenizing things and putting them on the network. So that's always been their thing. So it's not really NFTs, but if you think about it, tokenizing now something, a virtual item, or taking a physical item and virtualizing it. So it's kind of NFTs and kind of not. So I think that's why they've been doing very well. I have not done any deep dive like in terms of the roadmap, what's upcoming. So, but I think that's what it is. Would you change your mind on XRP if they won the lawsuit? No. XRP will still go up, okay? So don't get me wrong. They'll probably go up because the XRP army is still very strong. The SEC lawsuit is not why I dislike them. It's because their token economics doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. They claim they're not a security token, yet they have a fixed supply. So if it was really supposed to be a bridge currency for all banks and financial transactions to use, why would it not be a stable coin? Why is it a fixed supply where XRP could go up or down 10, 15, 20% per day? It makes no sense. So they built that on purpose to have a deflationary, aspect to holding XRP, which means they're giving an incentive to hold XRP for the average user. But for businesses, they're not going to hold it. Because what if it goes down 20% the next day? It's really stupid for them to hold it, right? So there's properties of XRP. Their token economics doesn't make any sense. They claim they're not security, yet they built in deflationary aspects to it to make XRP go up. So why? Why would businesses do that? If they want to utilize XRP tomorrow to send money and it goes up 30%, now it's 30% more expensive for them to use to send money. Again, that doesn't make any sense. That's why if you really want to do that, it should be a stable coin. But when XRP was created, there was no stable coins at that time. So I get it, but if you just think about it logically, it doesn't make any sense. And XRP Army people can't dispute that. They just say, you don't know what you're talking about. It's going to go up to $589. Okay, let's say it does. Let's say it does. Why would businesses or financial institutions buy XRP at $589 a coin to make their transactions? It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to let you guys go. Overall, as for Bitcoin, still kind of doing its thing. No outflows, no inflows from the miners or exchanges. So things are pretty solid, pretty steady. So we'll see what happens with this Bitcoin and futures expiration week this week. It could do nothing. It could go down. It could go up, right? We'll see what happens. You know, we just got to play it by ear, and I'll let you guys know. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. But yeah, today, pretty good day for some of these altcoins, especially the ones that I've been talking about for a while. Not just me, others too, but Harmony's killing it today. Theta, Vchain, Terra, among others. But there are also discounts, especially with NFTs right now. They're taking a breather. I think they're going to come back. DeFi also, I think they're going to come back. So don't be ignoring the discounts when they're available. Hazim, I would go with Wax. And no, I have not seen Couldn't Finance. It just sounds silly at this point. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned to my stream tonight, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.